Righty, we are live on my cellular device, All right, so today we're going to be talking about something that has been continuously coming up on anything that I've pretty much read. You know, any of the greats, they'll only. This is the thing. All right, let's break it down this way. When you see someone that is world class at anything, okay, it could be business, it could be sports, painting, marketing, leader in a company, world-class mom or dad, doesn't really matter. There's two things that they talk about in biographies or in audio biographies. And honestly, they don't get discussed enough, okay? So before I actually get into that, what do you see most when you're looking at the news, when you're looking at the media, when you're looking at social media, when you're looking at Instagram? What do you see most? You see the incredible body, or you see a pile of cash, or you see Grant Cardone with jets, or you see Gary Vaynerchuk with all of his followers. You see The Rock with all of his success. You see, people at the top. You see Michael Jordan hosting up the national championship, or Tom Brady winning his fifth or sixth Super Bowl ring, which is insane. So you see that, okay? What you don't see are two things. And these two things, you have to understand, you must be willing to do this. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. You'll be successful, but you'll never be world class. You'll never be one of the greats. You'll never be one of the greats, and this is the reason, is because to be great at anything, you have to be way different than what everyone else is doing. You have to be so above the average that average people look to great people and great people look at world class, okay? So the first thing is, what are you willing to sacrifice? There has to be a sacrifice. If you are looking at Michael Jordan, if you are looking at any athlete, they are willing to sacrifice their weekends, their mornings, partying, going out, the accolades. What about someone like Zuckerberg or Bezos or any of these other people? What are they willing to sacrifice? They're willing to sacrifice sometimes time with their family. I'm not saying I agree with it. A world-class father or mother, what are they willing to sacrifice? They could be willing to sacrifice a big social life. They could be willing to sacrifice maybe extra time at the office, which would propel them to a promotion. There has to be a sacrifice. The sacrifice, in your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I'm fine with the sacrifice, but are you really okay with the sacrifice? Are you really okay going to bed early to wake up early to then go train for a triathlon? Are you really okay with people telling you to go fuck yourself while you're making cold calls? Are you really okay with that? You think about it and you say, yeah, no, I am. Because as David Goggins says, we're literally surrounded by comfort right now. We are literally surrounded by, this is easy. This is easy right now. So listen, the first one is sacrifice. The second thing is, what are you willing to go after that you are okay with not achieving in the short term? You practice for years on a trumpet before you actually get on stage. You practice for decades before you win your first championship or you get that world-class contract by a professional sports team. You practice for decades. Me, over a decade in self-development. I have such a strong foundation that the monotonous every single day, eating the same thing, healthy things, going to bed early, what am I willing to sacrifice? To the first question is, I'm willing to sacrifice portions of my social life, okay? A lot of my social life. Actually, I was talking to this girl yesterday. We were outside of my elevator, and I literally she's like, yeah, something about going on a date, it didn't go well. I was like, oh yeah, I usually tell people that, I can go out from 7:15 to 8:15. She's like, ew, that's rude. I was like, well, you can look at it as rude, but at least I'm being honest, because at 8:15, I need to be home to be in bed by 9. And she's looking at me like I'm weird. That is that's the bright line, as they say in law. That is my bright line. Okay. On top of that, what is the monotonous things I'm willing to do? Because I have a lot of variety outside of the monotonous things. Number one, I'm willing to go to bed at the same time. I'm willing to wake up at the same time. I'm willing to take the same exact route when I'm running and I'm biking. I'm willing to make almost the exact same calls every single day. That's the monotony. People don't understand that when you go to the closing table, a lot of shit has happened up until that closing table. A lot of shit has happened when you're hosting up the trophy of the championship. Okay, a lot of sacrifice, but a lot of going through the exact same reps every single day. Every single day. Bored, monotony, waking up, your mind saying, no, stop, this is boring, do something different. Your friends saying, come out, bro, come out, enjoy life. What are you doing going to bed? Oh my gosh, you have this natural pull to go out and date, okay? In psychology, there's a term that essentially means you're discounting your future. You're discounting your future. So in other words, when you are sitting on the couch and you are not getting any health-related things done, like eating right or moving or sleeping correctly, you are actually discounting and taking away from your future. In other words, by me practicing and exercising like I am right now and dialing in my nutrition and my sleep, I'm essentially adding years to my life. And then other people are actually taking years away. But you can't see it now because you're so young. This is 60 years away. But 60 years of not sleeping, drinking too much, eating processed sugar, not moving correctly, compounded decade. Guess what happens? Where did that stroke come from? Where did that disease come from? Where did that pneumonia or lethargy or diabetes or cancer come from? Where did that come from? Years of doing the wrong thing. They sacrificed waking up early, doing the right thing. And guess what happened? They were happy in the moment. They were chasing gratitude in the moment. They were chasing the small micro wins of, oh, I get to watch Game of Thrones. Oh, I get to go on Instagram. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about my promotion. That'll come. Don't worry about all the things of hanging out with my kid, maybe working a little bit extra hours at the office. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It'll come. It'll do it. Okay? That is known as insanity. We are in a societal detrimental problem of chasing short-term gains. What are the short-term? What are the 5 steps to being a millionaire? There are no 5 steps. Okay? The 5 steps are, you got to work your ass off in the one thing every single day when you're bored, regardless of how you feel. Those are the 5 steps. Congratulations. You got it. You got it. That's it. Number 1, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because it's easy in the comfort of our homes to say, I'm willing to sacrifice time with whatever. Okay? What are you willing to sacrifice? And then number 2 is, what is the monotony that no one is seeing? The monotony of these tasks, all these tasks that I'm doing. The monotony of reaching out, of getting hung up on, losing deals, losing all those listings. Probably 12.5 listings I've lost this year. Guess what? No one sees that. You only see Charles happy, enthusiastic. You don't see me when I'm pissed off. You don't see me this morning when I snooze my alarm and I wake up an hour after because my muscles are too tired and I go out for a little bit shorter of a bike ride and a little bit shorter of a run and I'm sitting down and usually I'm standing up because I didn't actually fuel properly. But in my mind, I know I did not live up to my potential this morning. I also knew that the monotony did not get to me. But actually, my ability to actually stick to my schedule and be the ability to actually do what you say you're going to do is confidence. Hands down, when people say, how do you become confident? When you say, I'm going to wake up early, and you actually wake up early, you get a little bit of confidence. When you actually say, I'm going to eat properly, and you actually eat properly, that is a little bit of confidence. Listen, I'm going through the same social pressure. My sister is saying, just hang out, have a couple of drinks. Hang out with your brother and sister. Family is most important. I'm not saying that, okay? What I'm saying is there will be a time when you are going world class that you have all this outside pressure just smashing you in the face, this comparative mindset of this person is doing better on Instagram, this person has more followers on YouTube, this person has more money, their relationship looks so much better than the one that I'm in. All of this comparative analysis externally coming in. Then internally, those two things, which is actually, I'm not willing to give up my TV. Actually, I'm not willing to delete Instagram off my phone. Actually, I'm not willing to really wake up without snoozing my alarm. Sacrifice and monotony. People see the trophy. They see the championship. They see the deal. They see the followers, but they don't see The Rock just every single day busting his ass. Tom Brady just throwing the same fucking pass, the same out route, the same button route, the same stop and go, the same slant pattern every single day, eating the same thing, hydrating with noon instead of iced tea or coffee, having water instead of soda, not going out, or if you go out, you're having water. This is the difference. We are living in a time where it's a lot easier. And I'm going to leave you with this. It is so easy to be different because there are so many distractions. Back in the day, there weren't as many distractions, okay? So everyone was just going by and everyone was playing at a high level because you had to. Now, because the distractions are just leveling people down, if you do just a little bit, you're a little bit above. You do a little bit more, you're a little bit above. And then you start actually elevating yourself over time. Your hierarchy, that's what most people are doing. I have seen more people post this year, what's the best series to catch on Netflix? I'm done with everything on Netflix. Are you fucking kidding me? You have went through all the series on Netflix and Amazon? You're a loser. You are a loser. You are going to regret your best years sitting down and watching TV series. You are living someone else's dream of putting out a star series after being rejected in Hollywood for years, and you're watching it. That's what I call a loser. You are a first-class loser. Get off the TV, get off the internet, get off the cell phone. No one cares about your feelings. Nobody cares about how much it sucks to be you. Nobody cares about your past. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody cares about your mindset. And I'll leave you with this thing. They're glad it's not them. But guess what? It is them because they're going through the same thing. We're all going through it. So have an amazing weekend. What are you willing to sacrifice? And what is the monotony? There's always monotony to go world class. The phone calls, the waking up early, the same salad every day, the same water every day, the same no to going out every single day, going to bed at the same time, avoiding all the social media, that variability that does nothing for your life. The variability is you doing a deal, putting your mind where it applies, you doing your craft, creativity, making sales calls. Nobody cares about your feelings. No one's coming to help you. In a world like today, when everyone is distracted, they're not even thinking about you, okay? Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. I got my first triathlon this Sunday. If you guys want to follow along, I'll probably download Instagram and get after it. Talk to you guys soon.